Hi, I'm Andy T, and this is an unboxing video. I've never done one before, so we're gonna give it a try. Going to use my blade. Recommended that you use like real scissors. I actually have my utility knives are inside the box. I'll tell you more about that later. Inside this box is art that I made in early July in Santa Fe at Vital Spaces with my good friend Amanda Lechner. She and I went to undergrad together, Kansas City Art Institute. She learned how to do traditional frescoes. I learned some of the terms. She taught me how to do frescoes and a lot of other people for the month of July in Santa Fe at Vital Spaces, and had an exhibition. So I made the art, but then didn't get a chance to see what the frescoes looked like when they were fully dried. And then I went to Santa Fe for a different reason last week, and I picked up the art. It was already wrapped up, and then I put it inside a box to ship it back to Detroit. So I haven't actually looked at my art since the fresco is fully cured. So here we go. So I made this box by combining two heavy duty extra large boxes from Home Depot. I was in Santa Fe staying at a hotel near Meow Wolf, and there was no furniture in the hotel. There was a bed and there was a place for the TV, but there was no other furniture. And so they gave me lots of room to make a big box. So I went to Home Depot and I bought a bunch of tools. So here's my actual utility knives. So I can set this down and grab this guy out of here. So I bought a bunch of tools to pack the box. I bought a lot of packing peanuts. Don't worry, these are eco-friendly. They dissolve. They're basically Cheetos without any powder. So like, you can take these and get it wet and stick it to the next one, and you can make a little sculpture. Again, not recommended to do for anyone who's watching at home, but this is my idea of a good time. So they dissolve. So the best way to ship artwork is to put your art into a box and fill all around. So wrap up your art, bubble wrap, plastic, what have you. And when you put that art that's wrapped up, you put it in a box, and then you pack that box with packing peanuts. In Santa Fe, I went to Home Depot, I went to Staples, I went to the UPS store, I went to U-Haul. I went to all these places looking for packing peanuts, and none of them had it. Apparently there's a place called Boxes, Bubbles, and Beans. I assume these are the beans because they're made out of like soy or corn products. I don't know where the beans come from. They're only open from 10:30 to 4, Monday through Friday, and that's where you can get packing peanuts. I had to buy 14 cubic feet, which is basically the size of my body, just squished a little. I had to throw like half of the peanuts away because I bought too many, but these are biodegradable, they dissolve, no big deal. Okay, so you take your art, you wrap it in plastic, cover it up, put it in a box, fill the box full of packing peanuts on all sides, so that way it's secure. Then you put that box inside another box, and you cover that in packing peanuts as well. So this actually has my art in it over here. And then this is a box I assembled from two other boxes that I had sort of tape around the edge here. You can see it's full of packing peanuts. Good times. I'm gonna sweep these up and throw them away. The ones that are still in the box, I'll leave them there. So this is my big box. I'll set that aside. Oh, actually, I'll use my big box as a table. And then I can put this box on top of it and unpack the rest of it. Okay, just want to make sure the camera angle looked okay. Again, I've never made an unboxing video. I don't think I've even seen an unboxing video. So, yeah, so I'm not the best person to be doing this. But I am excited because instead of buying something and only seeing images of it on the internet, I'm unboxing something that I made. So I was there for it. But due to the nature of Fresco, you know, you put the, I forget which order, the Oricchio and the Antonico. I think Antonico goes first and the Oricchio on after that. Amanda will clarify for me. But you do the sort of multiple layers of kind of a brown coat, kind of concrete, and then a layer or two of the really bright white stuff. But you wait for it to dry and it starts to absorb moisture. And you barely touch it, and it's no longer wet, but it still is uncured. And that's when you apply pigment to it. And Amanda grinds up her own pigment, so it's a powder, and then you just get it wet. So you basically paint almost like a watercolor or like a gouache onto the Fresco. And then, you know, technically it takes like, in theory, it's kind of like lime plaster where it can take up to 28 days for it to fully cure. And so in that time, as it dries, it brightens and the colors get more intense. And so when you paint it, you're not exactly sure what it's gonna look like. So this is why I'm doing an unboxing videos. I'm revealing my own art that I made, but I don't really know what it looks like. Okay, so I'm making a mess here, but you can see inside is this sculpture, and I've packed it on all sides with packing peanuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this sideways. Lift it out this way. Oh, no, not. Do it vertical. All right. Getting packing peanuts everywhere. Just shake this off. Go. So what this is a baby's high seat. So when you would feed your baby, they'd sit in here, and this is the countertop where they can eat their food. And so Amanda taught me a method of how to put Fresco on burlap, and we saw that there were these recessed areas on the sides, so I painted some burlap, or did the Oricchio, the final coat of the lime plaster on burlap in the shape to fit inside these recesses on the side. So I'm going to cut this open, we'll see what it looks like. Also, my friend Amanda, who taught me how to fresco, this sort of served as a solo art show for her. But with this sort of solo art show, a big part of it was her teaching other people how to do fresco. So even though it's a solo art show, it's also a big collaborative art show with the dozen or so people that she taught how to make frescoes. Move some of that out of the way. Make sure this looks okay. And so when Amanda invited me to participate, she was excited because my training is not as a painter, my training is as a sculptor. And she was like, hey, on my dad's property, we got a bunch of like random stuff from just over the years. Is there any chance you would want to take some found objects from the house that she grew up in? They've got a few acres outside of Santa Fe. Oh, cool. Wow. All right, sorry. Just seeing this for the first time. And so we found this, baby breakfast chair. And I got excited because it's plastic. Plastic has a bad rap for being like forever trash. That's how I refer to it. And in the history of painting, a lot of people are trying to make paintings that will last, or art, I should just say art in general, art that will last for as long as possible. And so frescoes are famous for being, paintings, technically it's fresco, pigment on lime plaster, that is embedded on the walls of, ancient spaces. And when I first got to Santa Fe, when I woke up, I stayed at Amanda's dad's house with her and my friend Dustin. and Amanda was making breakfast for us. It was so cool. So I was only there for a week, but it was like an artist residency. Her and Dustin were taking really good care of me. And like, I walk into the room, and the first thing that I hear is my friend Dustin asking me, Andrew, what's your favorite food? And that kind of became like a big, long conversation about food and desire for food. And I was like, it's gotta be pizza. Even though I'm watching my cholesterol, I basically eat vegan. You know, you can still get delicious pizza, you know, bread product, sauce, toppings, whether it's got fake cheese or no cheese at all. I was like, it's gotta be pizza, right? So here we got the pizza down here, you can see. And so that was the first thing he said to me is, what's your favorite food? And we had that conversation. And then later when I'm learning about Fresco's, Amanda and Dustin are telling me, oh, did you know they found some new Fresco's in Pompeii that they think might be from like a fast food restaurant? Or if nothing else, it's from like a food stall where they have paintings of the items that they might sell. And so that kind of inspired me to think about like, oh yeah, like driving around Santa Fe, there's lots of different food to eat. But of course there's always the ubiquitous, you know, McDonald's or fast food joint. And then there's this really funny bit of like folk art that is this sign that used to be a big satellite dish, and it's a sunny side up egg and 2 pieces of bacon. It's not the best, not the best rendered thing. And so I feel like I did a fairly accurate portrayal of it, but it's like, what I like about it is it's like awkward. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this breakfast. So breakfast food is so good. I love bacon and eggs, even though I don't eat bacon and eggs anymore. So this is actually like site specificity. So this is a space we saw in Santa Fe. Amanda even drove me around to try to find a sign from a pizza joint that would work. We couldn't find it, so I just made up my own sort of favorite pizza here, and of course chocolate chip cookies. So the sculpture is me learning how to make fresco, learning how to make sculpture with the fresco, thinking about childhood, where do our desires come from? You know, as a kid, I loved eating McDonald's, I loved pizza, I loved cookies, loved breakfast. And so, you know, what's your favorite food is very much about like, well, what were you fed as a kid? You know, what do you remember? What hits you? So I've got this sculpture here. It's made out of plastic, forever trash, with some hopefully forever frescoes. And thank you for watching my first and probably only unboxing video. I'm gonna bring this closer, and if this doesn't look good, I'll just cut it out. But I'm gonna get closer so we can really see what this looks like. We've got the pizza there. We've got the cookie. What happens if I set that there? What does that look like? Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I made a mess. Yeah. So here's the cookie, the pizza, and then on this side, we've got the French fries, classic. And then we've got, I should find out what the name of this breakfast place is, or this diner in Santa Fe, but it's right on, I think it's on St. Michael's, like right before you get to Cerrillos Road. And then of course, the question, what's your favorite food? Okay, thanks for hanging out with my unboxing video. You know, there's, I guess like, oh, we're supposed to like grade the quality of this. You know, there's some cracks in here, but honestly, like, Amanda did a good job warning me, like, it'll probably crack. So there's some cracks on the sides, but you know, we filled the inside with expandable foam to try to make the plastic sort of not be flexible. And then I wasn't there when Amanda adhered the frescoes on there, but basically she trimmed them a little bit, and then I think put a little bit of white. I'm sorry, I can't remember if it's Antonico or Riccio, or maybe it's neither of those words, but I can see there's a little bit extra white around the sides. Maybe she painted it white to like minimize the burlap. But she basically put a bunch of gel medium and slapped it on there, and I'm really excited about this. This is, you know, I made a fresco painting as well, but this is like my first serious art using fresco. So thank you, Amanda. Thank you, whoever might be watching this video. Bye bye.